enough for you?
Warsaw Community grabbed one of my photos that I used today and turned it into a meme. So we complained, threatened legal action, they took it down. Apologized over the way over the top, said they wouldn't do it again. It's like, don't push. Good, I hope they hear it.
Hey, Chief, I think this is only,
As employees,
right, but you're only disclosing it if you have,
Right.
if you have a contract or a purchase with. As opposed to, what I think that you should do is to sign a statement saying we don't have.
yeah, if you feel that you do not have, then you put NAs in the bank, is what we were told.
Okay, so you still have to fill it out. but-
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, so it appears there's a quorum here, a full slate of board members are present, so we'll move into the approval of the minutes from February 5th.
Having read those minutes, I'd make a motion to pass them as written.
My second?
All right, further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Start with the fire department monthly report for January. Michael?
You mean the chief?
Yeah, I'm waiting on it to come up. There it is. Okay, so, 248 responses in January. Vehicle fire, kitchen stove fire out of Chenworth Apartments that spread to the cabinets above it, displaced 4 families. Dumpster fire on 100 North, and a chimney fire at 1404 North Fox Farm Road that cost about $2,000 in damage. That was a single-family residence. Assist to other agencies, fire investigation to Pierceton, of which we assisted the Sheriff's Department and Pierceton Fire Department. During the freeze, we took the rehab trailer down on 200 South to assist Burkett and Mentone, along with one of our tankers and a battalion vehicle. And then we had an assist during that same time frame to Leesburg on the east side, the southeast side of Chapman Lake, for a what they thought was a furnace fire. It ended up being an electrical fire on a blower motor of the furnace. 3 cooking fires in District 2. Medical assist split out between District 1, District 2, and District 3. Traffic accidents, even in January, was down a little, it looks like. 3, 2, and 4. The issue that's noted underneath hazardous conditions, no fires, the chemical hazard spill that was at the Arnault property that we worked with EPA and IDEM and Warsaw PD. I want to comment on that, Mr. Mayor and Board. Warsaw Police Department did an outstanding job on a nighttime patrol, noticing fresh tracks in the snow that led from the roadway up to one of the damaged broken doors on the Arnault property on the east side. Officer got out, went inside, detected someone had removed the tops off of some older transformers, had opened a valve on one of the transformers and was draining diesel fuel, or the fuel inside it, the oil, which probably had PVCs to a low amount. His quick action and notifying us, and us being able to get in, the fire department being able to get into that building and shut that transformer off, was a huge save to what could have been a disaster. EPA out of Chicago has worked very diligently in assisting us, along with IDEM, on the removal of those transformers and the cleanup of that spill. So it's, we've talked about it at Board of Works, and I wanted to make sure the board knew this. We had 3 gas leaks, a couple of electrical lines down, 4 carbon monoxide calls. Assisted police, both of those were actually using the Knox box key and being able to get into an apartment so police officers could get in to check on people. Assisted citizens, those are usually trip and falls that we don't provide medical care to. We go and we help the people back up into their home or into their chair, or get them back out of the weather. So it's community service. Canceled en routes, or nothing found on scene when we arrived, is split over to 3 districts. Alarm activations, no severe weather, other than it was very cold. Training hours at the bottom, 1,004 hours, and continual training, it's equipment checks and staff training that they do inside.
Questions? All right. Let's move on to the expenditure reports. We'll start with 103, the operating fund. And we'll ask for your approval of these expenditures.
I just had a quick question I noticed.
Oh,
I'll hold that question for the chief.
Yes, sir.
Chief, I couldn't help but notice going through this fund here, if you come down where it says territory WC and then fire territory below it, it's 340.010 and 340.200. And I just, it jumped out at me when I saw percentage left. It's right here. Percentage left for the year. We're pretty new into the year, and I was just wondering if there was anything to be concerned about.
That's your workman's comp that's already been paid out.
Okay.
Um,
I knew you'd have an
Yeah.
answer, but I
It
just.
looks to me like those are dollar amounts that we pay out in the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
So actually, I'm glad to see that we have a little bit of a comfort zone there.
Okay. For those of you trying to follow, it's 25% and 34% basically. And it just jumped out at me, that's all. Thank you for the explanation.
all right. Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the expenditures on the Fund 103?
I'll make that motion.
Sounds like we got a first and a second.
Okay.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Let's move on to Equipment Replacement Fund 410. Doesn't look like there's much activity in that. Some gloves, hoods, and lens. Any questions? Is there a motion to approve? Second?
I second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, and finally into the building fund for Station 3. Where are we at, Michael?
No expenditures. Punch list from our last meeting with them has been worked on. They are making progress with Mosaic. Martin Riley is making progress with Mosaic.
Are they?
Yes. They have had a meeting last week with Chief Barker down on scene at the station. Did some more photographs, noticed some more things, and they're continuing working with Mosaic. So we're holding on to these funds until Martin Riley is satisfied that everything's been taken care of.
All right, so no activity. Appreciate the update. I suppose we can vote on the no activity just for completeness. Is there a motion to approve expenditures, Fund 406, Building Fund?
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Fire Department responses for the last 5 years. Mike?
Sir, during our last board meeting, questions were brought up in reference to a spread of showing what our incidents were. So we went from 2014 through 2018, and we broke them down to go along with what your spreadsheet is that you see, the pie chart, every month. So these are here for your review.
Okay. It's pretty obvious what's going on here.
No kidding.
And if you remember, 14, 15, 16, 17, we did them by inside the city limits, Wayne Township, and then out of the area. And with the 3 stations, Shirley and I have changed that format. So as you move forward, you'll see District 1, District 2, District 3, and then outside. So for 2018, the very bottom of your sheet shows it a little differently than what it does across the board for 14, 15, and 16, and 17. District 1, your Station 1 traffic is still continuing to be the heart of where your emergencies are.
That's a little surprising to me. I would have thought Station 2 would have been a little busier. You need a motion for this? Or
I don't think so. I think
information?
just present it for your
For your
information.
information.
Thank you.
And we kept this.
And this
it's
is
in
good
the file.
information.
Yes.
We'll be able to add next year's on, or even if you wanted to see halfway through the year, like in July, we could do July's as an update starting from 2019, so you have an idea what's going on in one shot.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay. Item 4, I'll just let you take this, Mike.
This is presented and was sent out to all the county fire chiefs. At the last county firemen's meeting, which was in Claypool that we attend, a lot of the discussion was talked about in reference to what Warsaw-Wayne Fire Territory was going to be doing for major training during the year. So I sat down and put this together, and it was mailed out. You know, the mayor sees us go through, and you guys see us go through classes at Bowling Green, extrication classes, which has got a good expense. So we bring those 4 that will be going over there for their updated training. We'll come back and they will present an extrication class that we will allow county fire departments to come to. We're doing it for our own staff, and now that, if you remember, we put those struts out at different locations throughout the county. There's actually 2 school buses now sitting on the property out at the training center. So we will be doing heavy-duty extrication training and equipment training of extrication. And it'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday class, and we will offer that to other county departments so that they can, you know, it's us coming back, teaching others the big brother. We have offered, there's, most of the volunteer departments do have some people that are wanting to get involved in the fire service as volunteers. With us having the training center located where it's at, the flashover chamber, and the live burn trailer assembly system, we'll be teaching a firefighter, or helping or offering to work with other training instructors throughout the county to host a firefighter 1 and 2 class, and that'll be during the fall. That's a long class. Fire scene investigations and building inspections, we're looking at doing an Investigator 1 class in conjunction with the County Prosecutor's Office. This is a state-funded class, so they'll be able to buy the books. We'll be able to, it won't be much of a cost to us at all. That'll be underneath my direction as lead instructor. And then we go again by having the live fire training facility we have offered to county fire departments. It's your training center. District 2's training center to be able to use. And we are setting up that they can come on their own and use it with one of our officers there, or we can assist them by, we can run the show for them. So we're trying to be the big brother and allowing these new firemen to be able to come, work with us, ride with us, and we want to bring you up to speed on what our goals were for this year for training.
All right, appreciate it. Like you said, it sure save the department some money if you guys are putting these classes on. When you put these classes on for others, do you charge?
No, we do not. Battalion Chief Bollinger is actually working with the state of Indiana. If we can do the paperwork and the state sees it's a certified class, the state will pay the instructors, so I do not have to pay the instructors. Sometimes we will, if we're going to be burning in the burn chamber, and for example, Mentone wants to come use it, we're going to run through 10, 15 sheets of plywood. We tell them what we think we're going to use material-wise, and they'll bring the material, or they'll go out to Lowe's or someplace to get the material and use it. Some of the materials that we've used is actually paid for by the district training council. But for the volunteer departments in our county, we personally do not charge.
All right. Questions? All right, let's move into new business. We've got our agreement with our attorney.
Yeah, that agreement is the same terms as last year and of previous years. There were no changes to the hourly rate or the retainer amount that's required under the agreement.
All right. Are there any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So made.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Finally, we've got just a few travel requests. Looks like there's, the first one's a blanket for District 2, technical TRT, right in and around the state. No cost to that, and the same with the, looks like you've got some specific dates, Michael, in there. There's 3 dates. I assume those are planned activities.
Correct, those are the team leader meetings that the team leaders from each department
Gotcha.
gets together for their roundtable discussions. Most of them are held up at Clay Fire. And Max Kinsey for youth firefighter fire setting behavior in Fort Wayne. And then Joe Fretz for his annual 2019 Inspector Conference in Columbus.
All right. Questions? Is there a motion to approve the travel requests?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Any other matters come before the board?
Yes, Mayor and board members. Last month, we had asked for permission to apply for the Narcan grant that's being supported by the Indiana State Department of Health. I was notified late Friday after this board pack was completed that we did receive the award. There's a letter for you along with the paperwork that I received in the mail. I'm bringing it to you today to ask your permission to receive the 2019 Noxaline grant for Narcan. They are going to give us 350 individual doses. And as we discussed, we are going to be the administrator for the program here locally with respect to distribution and training of the product to law enforcement agencies, fire service, and emergency medical services.
So this is the acceptance of the?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, is there a motion to approve the acceptance of these doses of naloxone?
I so moved.
I second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed?
Okay, thank you, sir. And then we will get this to Stacy for Board of Works.
So when do you take delivery?
I believe they're gonna ship next month. They're supposed to be shipping out first. They send it in 2 separate shipments. I think we're getting 150 in April
Yeah.
and 2 something in, later in the year.
Interesting. Can I ask another question? Is that okay? Just wanted to ask about Sourcewell. I know we just approved it last month.
We have notified, Captain Brubaker's notified Sourcewell, and the agencies that are involved, and we are waiting on their price to come to us. Should be here by the end of March, so hopefully we will have that for you in the April meeting.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else? All right.
Good.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Everybody likes that one.
All right.
Thank you, Mike.
Hang on, I think we got a few signatures. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.